All right. So this summer Game Fest has been pretty cool so far. I'm glad we get to see something Star Rail. Oh, we're back in Bella. Okay, no. Oh, there's Yukong.
Another busy day ahead of us.
Yukong looks really good. I'm really excited for an imaginary character that I can actually get, because I still don't have Welt, because Welt refuses to come home. But she looks really cool. I heard she's a support. Oh, the Fight Club. Oh, we get to see Luka's... Okay, we're gonna have to go back to this later. But we finally get to see Luka's gameplay. Okay. Okay. He's got a big-ass metal fist. He looks like a Street Fighter fan.
Let's see some sparks fly.
Alright, but he looks cool. I'm excited for him.
Huh. Never mind. I miscalculated.
What's Silverwolf doing?
Let me have some fun this time.
Also, I'm really enjoying Silver... Oh, wait! Hold up.
Time for a buzz.
Oh! Oh, I was wondering what this was. This is the announcement for the PlayStation 5 version. Oh! Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's sick. Alright, alright. Finally, we're getting on PS5. I don't know why it didn't initially release on PS5, but I'm just glad it's coming to PS5. I don't own one yet, but I'm happy that more people will get to play it, because, you know, some people think, oh, cheap mobile game, I'm not gonna play it. It's only legit if it's on console PC, and maybe they don't own a PC. But I'm really happy that it's coming to PS5. I didn't know it was. Alright, sick, sick. Anyways, it looks like this first little bit's just kind of a bit of a recap. We, finished our quest in Belobog, and we get to see Clark, and it starts off with Silverwolf, because obviously, you know, they want to promote the banner character out right now.
I wish this universe had a few more things to do. Don't you get bored running across the map every day? Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission
Yeah, we get to see... By the way, this is another thing. A lot of people interpret Clara as being, like, the same age as Hook, but Clara's, like, a full-grown teenager. She's, like, 14 to 16, probably, at the oldest. So you can see here she's, like, the same height as Pella. Because the heights are actually kind of weird in Star Rail. Like, Natasha, Kafka, Himiko are all the same height as March 7th. Which feels kind of weird, because March 7th feels a lot younger, but that's just the way that the game models work, I suppose.
Unaccomplished. Where's our next stop? I can't wait.
Just makes it easier for them to, you know, make new characters when they're sticking to, like, a formula for the heights and builds of the characters. But it looks like they're more varied than Genshin, which Honkai usually is. Because Honkai is the favorite child, after all. Yeah, I've heard that Yukong is a Harmony character, and I'm excited to see what she does, because I hear she's a good support. I haven't watched the full-on... I haven't watched her... What's it called? Segment from the 1.1 livestream, but, you know.
The tournament starts.
Okay, now this is the fun part. So, if you didn't know, Luka here is a quote-unquote MMA fighter, mixed martial artist. But, for me, I have a pretty decent amount of experience in martial arts. I've been training some form of martial arts since I was in 5th grade. I'm in college now. Started off in Taekwondo, learned boxing, Muay Thai, a bit of karate. Karate and Taekwondo are very similar in terms of their effective techniques. So I took a couple techniques from karate, like the inverse round kick, which is kind of like a crescent kick mixed with a round kick, and the turning reverse turning kick, which is like a fake spinning hook kick into a turning kick, which is a round kick, and a couple other ones. But I like karate. Karate's fun. And I also learned some stuff from Kung Fu, certain branches of Kung Fu, like Wing Chun. Learned some stuff from Sambo, Sanda. What else? I have a lot of wrestler friends. I'm not good at wrestling or judo. I'm trying to work on it, though. I can throw and take down people who are not experienced grapplers, but when it comes to experienced grapplers, I'm fighting a major uphill battle. And I'm a pretty new Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. I'm not super good at it yet, but I'm still gonna work on it. So let's break down this MMA fighter. Hold on.
It's starting.
Jab, uppercut, jab. Alright.
Let me get warmed up.
He's not moving his head as much as I'd assume, like, a boxer would. Because he's supposed to be a mixed martial artist, remember. So, one thing about mixed martial artists versus... Okay. So, one thing about mixed martial artists versus... well, this applies to mixed martial artists and kickboxers versus boxers. Boxers generally will stand very heavily on their front leg because, one, they don't need to worry about shots below the waist, like kicks, and two, the more weight they put on the front leg, the more they're easily able to maneuver their body and head and hips in order to deliver strong punches. It allows them to rotate their hips faster, it allows them to duck and weave, and it works for boxing, you know? It's a very good stance for boxing. You generally want to have more weight on your front leg since you're not worried about getting leg kicked. But in kickboxing and MMA, you're worried about leg kicks, sweeps, or throws, or takedowns. So generally speaking, you'll stand more balanced between both legs, if not more towards your back leg, because your front leg is your defensive leg. You're going to need it in order to bait takedowns, avoid getting leg kicked, set up takedowns, stuff like that. So you need to keep your front leg lighter. Alright, body hook, jab. He likes his jab a lot. I can tell that much.
The tournament's starting. Great. Let me get warmed up.
He's got a good head movement, though.
Warmed up.
Yeah. So he slipped to the left, rolled under to the right, delivered a body hook, and then a jab.
Let me get warmed. Tournament's starting. Great.
Sorry that I'm going through this. I'm a big martial arts nerd. I like studying martial arts. Let's slow it down to 0.5.
Tournament's starting.
So jab, body uppercut, jab, body hook, jab, left slip, roll, right body hook into another jab. Slip, roll, body hook, jab.
Strike first. Need a hand? My pleasure.
I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of hard to call. Obviously, boxing and general real-life martial arts looks really, really boring in fantasy settings, you know? Like, when you watch something like Vinland Saga or God of High School or any kind of, like, high-intensity fighting anime, usually the punches are really overextended, they're really windy, they build up, they're very circular, they're very showy, the kicks are very high, flashy, they're usually comboing, they're spinning, they're doing all sorts of crazy takedowns. Real-life martial arts, I love sparring, but oh my gosh, watching competitive martial arts can be so boring sometimes. So I understand that they're exaggerating his fighting style a lot for the game, but generally speaking, you will never ever do this. You will never ever jump as a boxer. Ever. Like, if you're jumping as a boxer, you are not boxing. You are probably kickboxing, because a Superman punch in any context outside of, like, MMA or kickboxing is the only jumping punch you should ever do, because it can throw your opponent off. You can fake a knee. Like, one of my favorite setups is you fake a right... Okay, so you fake a back right leg rushing knee, and then you pull that back, you turn your hips over, and then you turn that into a Superman punch to kind of catch your opponent off guard. Or a hook. I have done that a lot of times. It's a very effective fake to use if your opponent is expecting a knee or front kick. But you will never jump uppercut like this. Especially, like, yeah, because you're not going to have the power to push someone off the ground with your fist. But obviously, he's a superhuman, so, you know, doesn't really matter.
Let's see some sparks fly.
If you get hit by a punch like that in real life, you are a bad fighter. That's just the end of story. You should never get hit by somebody who winds up their punch back like karate from like 2 to 4 yards away. Oh, okay, I'm being so nitpicky. I am so sorry. But it's just funny. Obviously, it's kind of funny that MiHoYo even did a mixed martial arts character in Honkai. Because if you didn't know, okay, now we're just going to go off onto a whole cultural thing in China right now. But mixed martial arts are not super popular over in China because the martial arts that are generally promoted by the state are things like Kung Fu, Tai Chi, very traditional Chinese martial arts systems that have existed for a long time. And while these styles were very effective back in the day when martial arts were less developed, nowadays in the modern era where martial arts cultures have been able to like collide and clash with each other, we have seen the kind of rise of other styles, and we have seen what works and what doesn't generally when it comes to competitive fighting. And the general consensus these days is what I like to call the 4 pillars of mixed martial arts, which are Muay Thai and boxing for stand-up, and then you have wrestling for grappling, and then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for ground game. That is what I call the 4 pillars of martial arts. If you can learn all 4 to some extent, you can beat up 99% of the population. You know, like it gives you tools for basically every situation you'll be in a hand-to-hand fight. And the last form, if you're really looking for self-defense, in my opinion, pepper spray, or in a lethal situation, a gun. You do not need a gun for every self-defense situation because that will land you in hot water if someone is just trying to, I don't know, be a little creepy towards you. I wonder why Silverwolf is investigating Luka, though. I'm gonna be honest, though. Luka, at least from what I've seen, it's kind of weird that they're describing him as a mixed martial artist at all, because he is very much shown to be a boxer. Like, the way he fights is nothing like a MMA fighter would fight. Because in a world where everybody can lift up your weight like it's a, like, I don't know. In a world where someone can just throw someone several times their body weight just around very easily, wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are basically going to be useless. Because those disciplines rely on the fact that you will not be able to just lift your opponent up with one hand and throw them. But it makes sense that they're focusing mainly on striking arts because they're the easiest to kind of understand. It's kind of weird, though, that they didn't include any kicks as far as I've seen, or elbows or knees, because if we're talking to mixed martial artists, those are things you'll see a lot more. Like, obviously punching is the primary weapon of any striker. But it's kind of weird that someone labeled as a mixed martial artist we don't see any kicks from. But nitpicking again, sorry.
Strike first.
Not gonna lie, I think me as like a 10-year-old would absolutely love his design. Because I loved red and blue as like my favorite color combination. Not anymore really, but you know. Yeah. But I'm glad to see more martial artist characters because I always love martial artist characters. I think they're cool. I just have been doing martial arts for a long time. It's a passion of mine. And while I'm never looking to become a professional fighter or anything, I love sparring. I love sparring for long periods of time. I love sparring against people who are willing to, you know, actually try to hit me and stuff. It gets the adrenaline pumping, you know? Alright. Sorry that I spent most of this video nitpicking about boxing. I'm very happy that Star Rail is coming to PlayStation because I think it's a legitimately very good game. So I'm excited to see more of Star Rail, and I'm excited to see if more people are going to get into it. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and bye!